What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank God King Jesus for another day and another opportunity. And as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I put together a very special build for y'all, a one of a kind, and this one I'm personally naming it the 60 overall sharpshooter. Now today this is going to be straight gameplay of a 60 overall build, one of the most rare and best that you can actually make this year in NBA 2K24 on next gen. Now as you can see from the clips and the gameplay, everything that you're going to be seeing on screen today will be with a build without any type of upgrades added to it. That means I didn't even put one tick of VC up towards this build, and as you can see, when it comes towards the defense and offensive side of the ball, I'm still able to break ankles, lock up opponents, as well as be able to score at ease. Now one of my favorite things about this build today is that we're still able to dribble regardless of your ball handle rating. So getting into the first game, as you can see, I'm coming in as a 60 overall. My highest rating is my 86 3-point shot, and if you make this build that I'm showing you on screen, this is exactly how you're able to start as a 60 overall. Now this is going to be my first opponent. I'm telling y'all, this is going to be one that surprises a lot of people, not only because I'm able to play defense, but with the way that I move from the playmaking moves, I think this makes it a very special build. Now other than this, I'm telling y'all, you're going to have a lot of fun if you do decide to make this build. Now a lot of people are going to leave you open for that first shot of the game just to test out to see how good of a 60 overall you are. Now this timing was completely on me, but I promise you once I get the ball back, everything is going to be clear from here. So as you can see, I'm going to make sure, try to force him into a shot. This is where I'm going to start being able to shoot my shots, hit him, knock him down from deep, and as you can see, opponent is still leaving me wide open in the corner. The main thing that I would recommend is do your Gatorade facility workouts. Now stamina plays a huge role when it comes to this build, especially considering that you're not adding anything towards your attributes. So that's one green off rip. I'm telling you, he's going to continue to test me, and I promise you, this is a build that you do not want to be tested. Now if you run into any type of build that's a 60 overall, look at the attributes and the highest rated one. I'm telling you, that's going to tell you everything you need to know about any type of build that you're going up against, especially one like this. He's still going to leave me open for the fourth open 3-pointer. As you can see, I green it. Green 3. I'm telling y'all, this is what you're going to be able to do with a 60 overall. Now, if you want to make any type of changes or adjustments, feel free to do so. But my favorite thing about this build is that we're able to still break ankles as a 60 overall with that sharpshooting takeover. Now, let me show you one more time. Hit him with the step back. Easily green 3 every single time. Now, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this build. Is there anything that you possibly would change or do to try to make this build a little bit better? Now on this build, as you can see, I move pretty easily at ease, especially when it comes to dribbling. You don't even need extra dribble moves to be able to be effective this year. Now if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. So as you can see, game 1, I go 6 of 8 from the 3-pointer. Now I'm telling you, this is absolutely my favorite 60 overall build that I have brought to y'all this year. Not only because of what we are doing on the court, but this is one of the best, if not the absolute best, catfish build that you can make this year on next gen. Now if you want this build and all of the details, be sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let's get this video at least to 50 likes, and I most definitely will bring it to y'all. I truly appreciate the support. Now I'm backing out to show y'all I'm still that true 60 overall. But one tip that I do recommend, if you have any type of mascots, go ahead and put them on. I'm going to go with the Timberwolves. Let's go ahead and get into game 2, and I promise you, this build only gets better as we go, especially when it comes towards playing more and more on this build. You're going to get really comfortable with using this 60 overall. Now, as long as you know that you can shoot, play some solid defense, and still dribble, I think anybody can just about find success on this build. Now, I didn't want to cut anything out showing y'all the full entire gameplay, and it's really special that not only can you win at ease with a 60 overall, but you're able to dominate on both sides of the floor. Now I can say it may be different when it comes towards the other positions like shooting guard, small forward, power forward, or even the center. But if you want me to bring y'all more 60 overall gameplay builds, winning online, I will definitely go ahead and do so. So as you can see, getting into gameplay number 2, I'm coming into this game with a 75 3-pointer, 62% from the field, and as you can see, I did not change anything when it comes towards my attributes. I'm only 6'4", going up against a 6'10" small forward. Let's go ahead and see how this game turns out, but I promise you, the mascot is going to be a huge help on any build. So as you can see already, I'm going to be ISOing my opponent. I think triple strike is definitely one of my more favorite badges as well as animations to use on this kind of build. Now even when it comes to not having anything towards your ball handle, look how smoothly I'm able to move. Now I did pick the normal dribble animations, but I really think that that's going to take this build to the next level as far as being able to move a lot better and smoother. Now if you want my animations, everything when it comes towards the dribbling moves as well as the scoring, be sure to go ahead and let me know down below and I'll drop a separate video for that. One thing that I'm thinking is leaving this build at a 60 overall and getting it to the Hall of Fame tier. Now as you can see, when it comes towards the interior on this build, use everything at your ease to fake your opponent out. Whether that means giving them a double pump fake, going up and under, or even waiting for them to jump so that way you can draw the charge or go up with an easy layup. Now there are a few builds where you're going to be able to get dunks as a 60 overall. I definitely want to be sure that I bring out that gameplay as well. As far as for shooting, this is absolutely the best 60 overall build that you can make. As you can see, I hit them with the behind the back, and that's without even putting anything towards our ball handle. Now I think we found one of the most true and special unique catfish builds. Not only do we look like we're playing like a 99 overall, but this build can play better than truly any 60 in my opinion. Now really, once you get a groove of this build, I'm telling y'all, you're going to be able to shoot just about at any time, anywhere, and especially when it comes towards the dribbling, with these animations you're still able to combo up and really move smoothly. Now the main thing about this build for the animations on dribbling has definitely got to be the step back, the crossover, as well as being able to spam between the legs. Now just look at the speed difference when it comes to my opponent and myself. Much faster, but I'm telling you, that's not going to be a problem on this build. I still get the ball back, hit him with the step back 3, and it's green every single time. One thing about this build is that your opponents are always going to underestimate you. As you can see, I hit him with the behind the back, and even though we're still in front of our opponents, that's one thing that you need to be very careful with, because of these builds being 80 overall and above will give them a lot of bailout animations because of the badges and attributes they have. Regardless, I'm telling y'all, if you study your opponent well enough, you're going to be able to do everything you want at ease, and especially when it comes towards this build for the speed and acceleration, I really don't think that there's going to be a time where we're struggling. But as you can see, when it comes towards that step back and the crossover, one of the best combo animations to deal up with, and also when it comes towards this build, I'm telling y'all, finishing them off with an add 1 for game, this is absolutely my favorite build that I've brought to y'all this year. And before we get out of here, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.